Time to do some benchmarks. What's up, guys? I'm here on my channel, GearedInc, where I get to share what I'm passionate about with you. And my channel, that's PC Tech, Games, and Gear. Today, we're going to be doing some benchmarking with my new RTX 4090, doing it with my current system, because I think a lot of people are going to go the upgrade route, even though the new performance with DDR5 and Intel 13th Gen is great. If you have a current 12th Gen system, as I do, the performance difference, especially at 4K, which these tests were done in today, really doesn't make that much of a difference, at least in all the testing I've seen and the testing I've seen other people do. So I don't want to talk too much. I'm going to give my thoughts at the end of this video. Here are the stats of my system. I left everything at stock for the GPU and CPU. There's no overclocking, nothing in the BIOS was turned on as far as power acceleration or power limits, being increased. I want this to be kind of a stock version because I think this is what most people do. I don't know, I'm an enthusiast, but most people really don't mess too much with their settings. They kind of just set it and forget it. So anyway, let's get into these benchmarks and I'll go over my thoughts at the end.
Duffel bag filled to the T. When I look at what I see, I could truly say that's all me. Pack my things up, make some pit stops. Catch me in the hilltops on the side of the country. Came back from being down 1-3. We the 16 Cavaliers, whole team hungry. Keep the family roots like we came from one tree. One branch, one leaf. Had to embark on this voyage. Double parked in the tourist. Thank the ones before us to let us peep this was for us. Turn porous into pour up. Nas Bellinis in 3 letters, what they call us. She in bikinis, I make it rain in her for us. Tropical forecast where the water be the purest. Can't get back time watching your wrist. Stay no risk. flourish. All that music brought us and it taught us. Spread it to your sons and daughters, cause my duffel bag filled to the teeth. When I look at what I see, I could truly say that's all me. Pack my things up, make some pit stops. Catch me in the hilltops on the side of the country. Came back from being down 1-3. We the 16 Cavaliers, whole team hungry. Keep the family roots like we came from one tree. One branch, one leaf.
And we don't never compete. Yeah, the rose is bumpy. Sipping bubbly, now we living comfy. I be chilling with my son, watching Teletubbies. Got a fine black woman and she call me hubby. I feel sorry for the woman who had tried to dub me. Now they wonder how my life turned out, come see. I pay my bills monthly, and I don't never rush things. It's just me and my brother and we stay hungry. Now we travel in the countries, which is very humbling. Cause coming from where we from, we done seen the ugly. Used to rock rugby, yeah, late night trooping. We would go to Stumpy's and cop fried dumplings. ISO.
So there you have it, guys. In terms of overall performance, the 4090 is an absolute king. It's expensive, obviously, but it absolutely smashes the current generation 3090. Either getting, double the amount of FPS in all the titles we tested, or sometimes getting almost triple in titles like Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, again, this was with no DLSS, which I want to talk about that a little bit and kind of give you my thoughts on why I didn't turn it on. So if you guys have watched any recent videos on DLSS 3.0, you know that if you go above performance, there are games that are essentially increasing latency. So if you go to high quality or balanced or anything above performance mode, you are going to potentially be going to increase the latency in the games that you're playing, which obviously we don't want that. Now, I have tested performance on this game and other game, like all the games and other games, and basically it adds another 50 to as much as 100% FPS. Like in games like Call of Duty at 4K, I can easily at 4K Ultra get 180 to 220 FPS with DLSS performance turned on. And you know, that's really the way you'd want to do it, because again, if you go to a higher setting, you can introduce latency. The biggest thing is that if you're going to be buying this GPU and you're going to be playing at 4K, you don't need to worry about really upgrading your system for better performance. But at 1080p and 1440p, I've seen across the board better performance with the newer generation stuff with DDR5 and 13th gen Intel, where it's going to matter more for like your single core performance. At 4K, really we're still GPU bound. So you know, the thing like with Cyberpunk, for example, I was only getting like 80 frames a second max, 80 to 90 at the high end. But if I turn DLSS, I'm getting like 130 to 180 depending on what's going on. So the 4090 is the GPU if you want to play 4K Ultra and have the best possible experience. But I understand this is a 1% experience. Most people aren't going to be able to afford this GPU. I'm looking forward to the 4080. I may be able to even get my hands on it and do some benchmarks before it releases, which may be cool. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a big thumbs up. If it was terrible, leave me a thumbs down. Remember to get subscribed, hit that bell icon so you know when these videos drop next. I appreciate all of you, and I can't wait to see every single one of you next time here on GearedInc.